Hello everyone, and welcome to my Best Books of 2016 video. As we all know, the end of the year is coming up. It's less than a week away now, which is very exciting for basically everybody. That's why I'm also wearing this really tacky hat. I understand it's incredibly tacky, but I don't have those even tackier 2017 glasses. Otherwise I'd wear them, but so we're celebrating with glitter. So Happy New Year, I guess. But yeah, so this is going to be a video talking about my favorite books of 2016 as a way to celebrate the end of the year with literary gladiators. A bunch of us are doing videos like this to talk about the books that we liked that came out this year, and so, you know, these are going to be some of mine. I would like to note, the list is not going to be super long. Part of that reason is because I'm terrible with time. I'm really awful at realizing like what books actually came out this year. There were some books I was like, oh, I'm going to put on this list, and then it turns out they came out like last year or 2 years ago. And I'm just really awful with, you know, how time works. You can ask me something and I'll say, oh, that was like, you know, 2 weeks ago, and it was actually 3 months ago. Or I can be like, oh, that was like totally yesterday, and it actually was 2 years ago. So that's just how I am. So forgive me that this list isn't going to be perhaps the greatest, because a lot of the books I was going to include didn't come out this year, so forgive me. But first, I want to start off with something that I think a lot of other people might have on the list, or a lot of other people think of when they're going to think of this year, and that would be the most recent addition to the Harry Potter series, which is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Technically, is it a book? I guess not, because it is a play. It's not a novel, but it was still really good. Something, you know, you can read it. It's literature, so it counts. And I really liked it. I know it can be contentious because, okay, I really liked it in some ways. In other ways, I didn't. I think the plot was really convoluted at times. You know, I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't read it, but you know, time travel is always a confusing thing, even in the, you know, the wizarding world. So I think it was. Yeah, it was good. I always like to read more Harry Potter, so that's why I did enjoy it. But there were at times that I felt like it was a little forced. However, with all that being said, I would love to also see it performed. I've never gotten the chance to see it performed live. I've only been able to read it on the page, and I know, being a theater person, I know that you miss a lot from just reading as opposed to seeing. So I really would like to see it in the flesh one day. Soon, hopefully. That would be kind of cool. So the next book that's going to be on my list is going to be a book by one of my favorite authors. Well, it's co-written by one of my favorite authors. It's called You Know Me Well, and my favorite author who wrote it was David Levithan, but it was also co-written with another author, Nina LaCour. Basically, David Levithan co-writes a lot of books. He gets a lot of books that he writes, and he writes with other authors. I know in my list of books that got me in the wintry holiday spirit, I talked about one of his other books that he co-wrote with another author called Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. This book is another book that he co-wrote, and it really follows the same way he does most of his co-written books. He has a character, and all his chapters are from the point of view of that character, and whoever he co-writes with creates a character, and all the chapters they write are from that character's point of view. So this is a really great book. It's really cute. It's a love story, and it's just basically anything, almost anything David Levithan writes, I'm a big fan of, and this is no different. So I was just really grateful that another book of his came out in 2016. He did have another book come out that was also co-written. It was a Christmas book, Dash and Lily's 12 Days of Christmas, or 12 Holiday Stories of Christmas. I don't know. Dash and Lily were in another book that he had co-written with an author, and then this was kind of a sequel, but like a holiday one. But so he did have 2 books come out this year, but I really liked this one called You Know Me Well. The next book that I want to talk about, I kind of cheat because it didn't really come out in 2016. So I want to talk about DC Comics Bombshells. Why I say it didn't really come out in 2016, technically I think a lot of the volumes came out in 2015, but after Googling it, it does say on Wikipedia that the publication date for numbers 1 through 6, as well as numbers 7 through 12, when they published them together as volumes, were in 2016. So therefore, it counts as 2016. Basically, kind of similar to, they're comic books, graphic novels, if you will. And well, not really. I guess graphic novels, comic books are different things. These are comic books. But it's still literature, so it's down. It's just really cool. I'm really a big fan of it because I just love seeing, strong women, especially in superhero roles. Just like, superhero women being cool, kicking butt, taking names, saving the world. And I just really think that this series is a really cool twist on history. It really, it's set during World War II, and it really refocuses the story and kind of puts these women superheroes in the spotlight, and it's just really cool. And I love the style. It originally started somebody, I don't remember the name of the artist because I'm terrible with stuff like that. But one of the artists who was involved did a pinup series, like a 1950s pinup series of a lot of women in the DC universe, and it went over really well. And then eventually they used that to kind of as inspiration for Bombshells. And so I love the art style. I love the story. I think it's inclusive. There's some LGBTQ themes and romances and things like that. So it's just really cool. So I like it a lot. So check that out, especially if you like comic books. The next book that I have on my list, it's called Girls Like Me. It's by Lola St. Ville. This is another YA book, just like David Levithan's book. I don't know if I specifically said that was a YA book, but it is. And so is Girls Like Me. Why is it on my list? For a few reasons, but mainly because Lola St. Ville does a really great job of talking about some important issues and talking about representation in the book. And she really talks about, what is it like to be a bigger-bodied woman, especially, growing up in today's world where everything's, digital and everything's online, and there's all this communication between one another and things like that. So I think that's really important. And as a bigger-bodied woman of color, I think she does a really great job with this book. Also, what's really cool is it's a lot of it is poetry or verse, I guess you would call it if you are a literary critic, or really just anybody who understands literature. I guess you would call it verse, but whatever. I didn't call it that. But it's just cool. I like when books do that. I like when they kind of shake things up and you expect one thing and that's not exactly what you get. But it's really cool, so definitely check it out. Especially if you want to hear a story that you might not have, heard before. And especially in YA books, sometimes you can read them and you can feel like you're getting a lot of the same stories, but I feel like this one is not that. So definitely check it out. It's pretty cool. And lastly, the last book I'm going to have on my list is The Wonder. It's by Emma Donoghue. I'm actually a really big Emma Donoghue fan. I think most people know of her from her novel Room, which became, it was a bestseller, and then it became a movie, and it did really well in theaters, and was nominated for some Oscars and stuff like that. It probably won some. I'm really not up to date with awards shows, so I really deeply apologize that I can't remember. But actually, I don't know Emma Donoghue. Well, I mean, I know that she wrote Room, but that's not where I originally know her from. I actually read a few of her books before Room, not to sound like that, person who's like, well, I knew them before they were popular. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. I actually started reading, the first novel of hers I read was called Hood. It was written in the 90s, I think, one of her earlier novels. It's really good. I really liked it. It's a contemporary story set in Ireland about grief, and it was just really deep, and I really felt it. And ever since then, I've really liked Emma Donoghue. I really try to read her stuff when I can. This most recent book is a very Emma Donoghue book. It really fits in with the rest of her writing. She has a very specific style, and she can really write about these deep themes that really hit you hard, I think, and really make you think about things. And that's what this book is. It's about, in a period of really unrest and tensions between England and Ireland. It's about an English nurse who goes to Ireland because there is this girl who has this mysterious thing where she's claiming that she's been living Basically, it's that she hasn't been eating or drinking anything in days, and that she's basically living off of this, like, spiritual energy, and it's very interesting. And this all becomes a big mystery, and like any Emma Donoghue book, I think it really, you want to read it and find out what happens. But in the meantime, there are themes and messages that you get from it that are really deep and will really make you think. So I think that was really good. So definitely, I mean, any Emma Donoghue book I recommend you read, but this is another really great one. It's called The Wonder. Yeah, it's great. Just check it out. Alright, so those were some of my favorite books from 2016. I do want to make a quick shout out to 2 book series that did not come out this year at all. They came out when I was a child, but that I'm really looking forward to big things happening with them in 2017. And those 2 book series would be A Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket and the Captain Underpants series, which honestly, and this makes me sound awful, I cannot remember who wrote that off the top of my head. But given I think they were probably just credited to Harold and George when they were printed, which are the 2 main characters. Although if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But I wanted to call out those books real quick because they're both getting adapted to the screen, either the small screen or the big screen, in 2017. Or I think they're both, well, Series of Unfortunate Events is going to be on Netflix, a Netflix series. January 13th, 2017, I think, is when it comes out. So that's something I'm really looking forward to in the new year. A book from my childhood that's becoming a TV show, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm also really looking forward to the adaptation of Captain Underpants, which is, I believe, going to become, they're doing a film based on some of the books. Don't quote me, I cannot remember if it's actually coming out in 2017 or if they just announced it and it'll be coming out in 2018 or something. But I'm very excited. I'm hoping it's going to be the new year. I'm very excited for a book from my childhood to be adapted on the big screen like that, and I'm really looking forward to in January. I'm definitely going to binge Series of Unfortunate Events, and I really hope it's better than the awful movie that came out with Jim Carrey. Sorry if anybody's a fan of it. I really am not. I think it's atrocious. So I'm really hoping this TV series does it right. So I'm really looking forward to that. So thank you so much for watching this video and hearing my list of my top books from 2016 and a few things I'm looking forward to next year related to books and whatnot. So thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it, and I wish all of you a happy and healthy new year. I hope you had some good books that you read this year, and I hope that there are more in your future in the coming year. So thank you very much, and I will see you in a year. Ha ha ha. Bad joke. Bye.